Hey guys, how you going? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Nice to see you all tonight. Thanks for coming along on a Saturday night. We'll wait another 5 minutes for people to join. Welcome all, welcome all. I see we've got Arthur here. He's joined before. He's built and vibe coded an app before as well. Can I get a hand clap emoji if you attended the base event recently where I presented? Oh, awesome.
Hello, everyone. GM.
Hey, MJ.
Yeah, let's wait for the others for a while.
Awesome. I'll just make you co-host. So if you could admit people, that'd be great.
Yeah, okay.
I'll do that now.
So, yeah, I'm waiting for the founder of Double DeFi community.
We've still got people coming in, so we'll continue to wait a couple of more minutes and then we'll get started. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
We've just crossed 60 people. About to hit 69.
Hello, GM. Can you hear me, Rajan?
Yeah, I
Yes.
can hear you, Rubes. GM.
Hello, MJ, GM.
Hello, GM. We can hear you.
Yeah, I normally wait 5 minutes. This is Filipino time though, so let me know what's
Yeah.
acceptable.
Yeah, agree. It's a hybrid Filipino time.
Yeah, so we'll just wait for a couple of minutes because there are actually 200 plus.
Yeah, we've just crossed 112. Welcome all that are just joining. Great to see you here.
Yeah, welcome everyone. So while waiting, I will just take a moment to shout out our partners for this event, Koreasu College from Diga City, University of Mindanao Student Developer Community, USAP Developer Student Community, and University of Mindanao Enigma, and of course, Junior Blockchain Education Consortium of the Philippines. Welcome everyone. Invite your classmates.
Welcome all. We're at 139 people. Great to see you here.
Welcome. Yeah, welcome guys.
Ngapon guys.
Maayong hapon.
I've just asked the question in the chat. What are you hoping to achieve tonight? Obviously, you've heard about this event, and yeah, really keen to know what you want to get out of it, and I can try to tailor the session for you. Please let us know, and we can run through that later on in the call.
MJ, there are students waiting to be accepted on Gmeet. Can you
Yeah.
process on that?
Okay, we got 151 people here today. Thanks all for attending. Great to see.
Welcome everyone.
Welcome,
Hey
GM.
guys.
Hey, Nico. Hey, guys.
Hi guys.
I think we'll start very soon, probably in the next minute. Rubes, MJ, quarter
Yeah.
past. This is recorded so people can go back and see it.
Yeah. By the way, guys, this is recorded for your information. So welcome everyone. Invite your classmates.
While we're here, just a quick fun game. Who can recognize this shirt?
It's an eagle.
Yeah, but where is the eagle shirt from? I'm just looking at the chat.
Hey, go over again, John. I wasn't able to see that. Eagle. Ah, okay.
It's a place somewhere near Davao. Looks like Glenn's got it. Nice work, Glenn. I'll screenshot that. $1 million. No, just kidding. Okay, did you want to start us off, Rubes, MJ?
Yeah, we can start. We can start now, I think. All right. So, good evening once again, everyone. Uh, I'll open my camera. So, good evening. So, welcome to our vibe coding session with John Forfar. But before we begin, let me introduce first the visionary behind the Davao DeFi community, Sir Ruben Lacumba Jr. So, he founded Davao DeFi community 3 years ago with a mission to bring blockchain and Web3 education to Mindanao and beyond. So, Sir Rubes,
Yes, GM everyone. It means good morning. Can you hear me, MJ? All
yeah,
good?
yeah, hear you all. We can hear
Yeah,
you well.
okay. So thanks for everyone. It was an amazing number of participation that we got to hear for tonight. Yeah, it's amazing that everyone is participating. And we would like to thank most especially, of course, our partners, JBEC, Enigma, UMSDC, and of course, I think we have also Corieso
Yeah,
College also, and also I think we
USEP.
have what again? What other partners we have here?
USEP developers.
Yeah, of course, USEP, definitely. So thank you so much for all their leaders, their officers for um, cascading all these informations that we have another event here, which is very exciting one. So Davao DeFi is really like approaching with regards to creating talent pools, trajectory for the academe. So we've been pitching out and creating events from academe to academe when it comes to like how to become a smart contract developer or become a developer, a Web3 developer. And to that intersection, it's very evident that AI is also one of the component that is really needed, not just be able to help us, but become tools on how we propagate from our learning to optimize furthermore. And of course, as our partner also, OpenXAI, is delivering um, knowledge for us on how we be able to maximize AI to build our next project, next concept, next idea, um, as much as easy as fast as we can. So that's why we're very optimistic on collaborating with OpenXAI because it amplifies the skill set that we learn from development and of course the new trend which we call vibe coding. So everyone is welcome here. So it's somehow like from zero to hero setup. So John Forfar will share his in-depth knowledge on this, on how we'll be able to use this and maximize for our own ideas and projects. So welcome, everyone. Good evening, and hope we learn a lot from today's session. Thank you, MJ.
Yeah, so thank you so much for that, Sir Rubes. So once again, I would like to thank our partners, the Hasu College from Liga City, UMSDC, Enigma, Junior Blockchain Consortium of the Philippines, Davao, and USEP Developer Student Community, and Enigma. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And please remind your classmates once again, because this is a very limited opportunity. And this is the first vibe coding session that we have with Davao DeFi community, um, official, proper vibe coding session. And now, for today's session, OpenX AI vibe coding, it's all about exploring the intersection of AI and Web3. So you will get a chance to learn how this tool can supercharge your projects. So especially no sa mga third year students or fourth year students na will have thesis project soon. This will really supercharge your projects, guys. And to guide us with that, we are excited to have John Forfar. He is a developer relations expert and full stack developer. So So he is not just working here in the Philippines, but he is working globally. So you are so lucky to have Sir John tonight. We are so lucky to have Sir John for. So he specializes in AI and Web3 development, and he has years of experience in helping communities bridge complex technical concepts into real world applications. So let us welcome Sir John. So just take the floor.
Thanks, MJ. Thanks, Roofs. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here tonight. I'm really keen to make sure that Davao is leading the way in Philippines for AI and not just vibe coding, but building AI apps and startups, and also bridging into Web3. So I know there's a lot of university students out there keen to learn these industries. I'm here to help. Like you said, I am based in Davao, so I can come out to the universities for sessions and also run events in person as well to just help out. You probably have attended a previous session, which was the base event. So yeah, we're keen to run those type of events in the future as well. But yeah, I'll get started. The first thing I wanted to quickly do, I know that there's a few people that might have missed the this link that I'm going to put into the chat. So this is basically Hacknode. So this is basically a Hacknode hackathon that's running right now. This has been extended, the global.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. But there are students that can't join because it's maxed out. The capacity is only I think 150 participants. So maybe let's
Wow.
record. Yeah, the call is
Yeah,
recorded.
we are 100% recording. I didn't realize 150 was a limit. So I don't think we can fix that on the call right now. But yeah, we are recording. So congrats on everyone getting in. We did wait 15 minutes. So I guess it is first come, first served, bit of FOMO.
Yeah. So let's just maybe send the recording to them so that they will still learn about the session.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll do. We're definitely 100% recording. So, okay. So just a quick one. I put this link in the chat, hacknode.openxai.org. There is a quick start guide. So if you click that, it opens up the quick start guide. And basically all I wanted to do is just quickly introduce you to 4 downloads. So if you haven't had a chance to click these download buttons and install, please do so. They do take a little bit of time. One of them is installing Cursor, which is an IDE that helps you vibe code. It has AI integration built in. The other is Llama, which helps set up the environment for an AI open source model to run on your machine, your laptop or desktop at home. The other one is just a web framework for building websites. So that's Node.js. And then the other one is for managing code. So you can use GitHub Desktop. It's a really easy way to manage code, and we'll need that later on in this session. So if you can, just click the Getting Started Guide link at the top of that Hacknode website I've just put in the chat. And then MJ, if you could just keep pasting that or making sure people have done that, because it does take like maybe 10, 15 minutes to install some of these programs. Great. Now, what I'll do is just quickly go into explaining, what is OpenXAI to start with. So I'll be quick on this presentation. I won't last too long, but just a quick one on what we're actually building and how we can help you build decentralized AI applications. So basically, OpenXAI It's a permissionless AI protocol, really focused on making sure that the data you put into your app, the AI model that you put into your app, is all owned by you. It's run by your rules. There's no middlemen charging rent or able to block you. It's 100% yours. So when you deploy your application and scale it up into a big startup, maybe, you're really not letting middlemen take rent or have the ability to block your application. So it's a really powerful ethos or mission, and I'll just talk more about what we're here to do today. So OpenXAI, it's really targeting the problem that currently exists in the AI market. So 92% of all the power and talent is controlled by just 4 big mega corporations. It sounds dark and scary, but it is actually true. So they hold the world's data. They control a lot of the world's data centers. They control a lot of the social media platforms, the consumer hardware that you might be using right now. And then they also run all the fiber optic links that actually build the internet as well. So this is a problem. And if you think of other systems like Bitcoin or Web3 and blockchain, it's a way to decentralize and get rid of the middleman that controls a lot of this technology, so it's open for everyone to use. So like the internet, the way that was built, OpenXAI is trying to make sure AI is not controlled by a small few that can like charge exorbitant amounts to access it, but it's actually controlled and accessible by everyone. I'll skip over these slides just quickly, but I mentioned today's AI, the corporations control it. There's a huge price tag and it can be censored. So you might lose access to it if you violate the terms and conditions, or perhaps you just try to log in one day and you don't have access to, say, ChatGPT. But with tomorrow, it'll be completely decentralized, and that's what OpenXAI is trying to do. Get rid of the middlemen, even make a lot of this technology free or near free, make it open and completely unstoppable by the big giants that want to censor it. The other problem with access is, I know a lot of people here are from university. They may not have a big bank account or credit card or maybe a job to be able to get a credit card yet. It is a struggle to do that. And I was even using AWS to do a demo yesterday, and I had to enter in my credit card. So you may not have access to a credit card. And that's just a simple example of you may not be able to even access some of these tools. A lot of the chatbots or ChatGPT, they have a free tier, and you might not need to put your credit card details in yet. But then when you do want to use it professionally and use it all the time for coding, for example, you may then need to pay a premium tier, which can be expensive. It could be $30 a month. It could be $150 a month. Again, that's putting it out of your access, potentially. So you might have to use a credit card. You might have to KYC with a government identification, and you just might not have that available. So OpenXAI is really trying to make sure that anyone can access this technology. All they need is a Web3 wallet, and they can connect and then start using this application and all the infrastructure behind it. So even if it is open source, like Hugging Face, it's a great directory of all the open source AI models. There's like 98% of it is monopolized behind the big tech. And then 70% of all the AI R&D is actually controlled by those same companies. So it is a massive problem. With Hugging Face, when you try and deploy an open source AI model, you might have to accept a whole bunch of terms and conditions. There is also a KYC where you have to sign up with your identity, potentially a credit card, and it is very hard to deploy applications. So like even the Hugging Face, it's a big corporation. It's still centrally controlled. So yeah, it has a lot of models. OpenXAI is building a solution to this where it's essentially a decentralized Hugging Face. It can list all the models, make them available for you. You can build your applications and deploy them on a decentralized cloud. The other big problem we're solving is when you want to scale your business idea, you might have an app idea for AI. You get past the access issue where you can actually, you don't have to KYC, you don't have to put your credit card in, you can just use it. Then you have the big problem of how do I scale this up into a business? The big problem with currently is if people build an AI application, they need to raise a whole bunch of money to pay expensive AI inference or cloud fees to run their business. They might have 10,000 users visiting their website. What that actually translates into is a very expensive cloud bill for the startup. And I've actually seen some cloud startups having $25,000 a month US hosting fees for their AI and web hosting. And that quickly becomes unsustainable unless they can get external venture capital or grow their revenue from their customers really quickly to cover that cost. And basically that means a lot of businesses are just completely unsustainable. So you can't launch an AI startup with the current sort of industry and the prices that get charged. A lot of the traditional cloud providers, like I mentioned, the big four, they will give you free tier or free credits. That might last 3 months, and then you get slapped with a big cloud bill. So again, how can they offer something so affordable and free, and 3 months later you have a huge cloud fee? So that's something that OpenXAI is addressing. So just quickly, like how does OpenXAI work? Basically, it aggregates all the bare metal data centers around the world. So some of these bare metal providers, they might be Equinix, High Velocity, OVH Cloud. What they do is they just provide a hardware server. So if you think of your desktop computer or laptop, imagine that in a data center, which is just racks and racks of hardware. That hardware is basically the wholesale compute of cloud. And that's what we call bare metal. And what OpenXAI does is it integrates with all these bare metal providers all around the world and gives you the wholesale rate of actual deploying cloud applications onto this bare metal. So you get the very affordable price for that hardware. And then what OpenXAI does, instead of putting a, traditionally you have, say, AWS, it puts a whole bunch of software on the bare metal hardware. None of that is open source. It's all closed source. It's basically packaged up as products that you purchase, and then you pay a subscription fee each month for that software that runs on top of the hardware. So OpenXAI takes the bare metal hardware that has nothing running on it. It installs an open source Linux, NixOS operating system on top, and that's called Xnode OS. And then installs a bunch of open source NixOS packages. And then all of that is completely open source. It's free, there's no licensing. And what that does, it actually means that we can deliver the same, literally the physical same hardware, the bare metal servers running in data centers all around the world to you for wholesale price. Because you're running open source software on top, you're not paying that huge markup that the middleman charges for you. So you can deliver an AI application, maybe it's like a voice cloning application. Instead of paying $5,000 to $10,000 a month in cloud fees, you can really get that down to maybe $100 a month, which is actually viable for a startup that's just figuring out what they're doing in the first month or two. So just comparing them side by side to the other providers, OpenXAI with the bare metal hardware, with the open source software stack on top, can deliver that same performant data center application infrastructure at 92%, traditionally around 80 to 92% cheaper than the others in the competition in the industry.
John,
Yeah.
I think we have a question from Michael Lloyd.
Sure.
Michael, you are raising your hands, or Michael Lloyd? Oh, I
Yeah,
think
just ask the question in the chat and MJ could read it out. Or, yeah, if you want to talk, that's fine. Okay, nothing heard, but if you just put that into the chat, we can read that out later. I'll just keep going. Again, these are just what is OpenXAI slides, just quickly. I can get this done and then we can get into vibe coding. So building your AI services, we've built a studio, so you're not having to learn all the command line code to talk to the bare metal servers. All you need to do is use this simple front end. Again, completely open source. We host it for you at our site. So you go to openxai.org, but you can actually deploy this locally, and you can talk directly to the bare metal data center if you want to, just by entering your API key with that bare metal provider. So again, there is no middleman. We're not the middleman, but you can basically deploy all this yourself, just using this slightly different open source software. I probably forgot to mention, when you pay, you're actually paying with crypto. So through this OpenXAI Studio, you can pay for that with crypto, not have KYC. So it's a fantastic way to deploy. And what we traditionally say is you can actually get an application using the app templates in the studio up and running in 5 minutes. And I can demonstrate that now. So what I'll quickly do is just load up the studio. Now this is an example. Basically, after you vibe code your application, you can then deploy it because obviously it's running on your local machine. How do you deploy this thing? At the end of the hackathon we're running, we're going to offer free hosting to the top applications and get them hosted for free on our platform. And then you can actually build that up as potentially a startup. So if we want to just run through, just a quick chatbot application. So this currently we've got an app store that has all the different models, just like Hugging Face. You can sort of see there's 115 deployments of DeepSeek. I'll just zoom in a bit. So this is DeepSeek R1. This was a huge open source AI model that launched earlier this year. When it launched, it caught a lot of the Western AI companies, those startups, off guard. They were able to deliver a similar chat GPT service at a fraction of the cost. Potentially, they built this 10x or even more cheaper as a startup. Obviously, they're not first mover, but they were able to quickly adapt and build their own services and their own AI model. And that the big innovation here was it was released to the world open source. So you can imagine a market where ChatGPT was charging $20 a month or $150 for their premium version. And then someone comes along offering basically the similar service for free. So at the time, the AI open source model, DeepSeek R1, was competitive with the recent ChatGPT, and they were able to deliver that as an open source model. What that means is you can use apps like Llama to run that program on your own machine. Essentially, that application hosts the AI open source model on your own computer, and then you can chat to it. And you have a self-contained, fully local, no data is going externally to any cloud, a chatbot that you can talk to. You can run it on a plane, out on an island or a boat. You can run this on your own laptop. You just need power and then if you want to access the internet, you need internet. But essentially, you can run this whole chatbot on your own machine, which is exactly that concept. If you apply that to the cloud, this is what we're doing at OpenXAI. So what I'll do, I'll just quickly deploy the small version 1.5 billion parameter model, which is 10 gigs, basically the size. I'm going to deploy it onto a one of 10 pre-deployed servers that we've actually got up and running for you guys to play with. So you can actually, I know there's like 150 people on the call, but we've created 10 servers that you can go to this link. Let me just give this to you. So this is the new version of the studio. Let me just put this in the chat. So give me a second. Okay, I've just put that in the chat. You can open that up. Basically, there's 10 servers you can play with right now. They get reserved for half an hour. So the first 10, once they go, they're gone for the next half hour. One of the things I wanted to show you is an example of all these bare metal servers that are all around the world. So this is very similar to Airbnb or maybe Grab or Skyscanner. I'm not sure what applications you guys have used, but you're essentially looking around for the commoditized hardware prices of servers all around the world, finding the cheapest price at a wholesale rate, so there's no middleman charge, and basically finding that server. This one here is $2.50 per month. It's a very simple server, 1 core, half a gig of RAM, 10 gig storage. Now, you can obviously build a lot of applications on that, but you'd want to bump it up. But you're getting the cheapest rates for wholesale hardware all around the world. And this is what bare metal servers are. So I just wanted to quickly show you that. The other one I wanted to show you is once you select your 30-minute free trial, you can then look at the integration with Base that we have. If you look around the internet, there is OpenXAI did a PR announcement this week, and they're basically deploying with Base. So all the smart contracts for the OpenXAI Studio are on Base, and what this means is when you deploy your application on this studio, you can actually select one of the pre-made smart contracts. So you're not having to do all that yourself. You're not having to be a smart contract developer just yet. You can obviously look at it. It's open source. You can figure out how that works. But also, it obviously gets audited by a cybersecurity firm as well. So you don't have to do all this sort of stuff just to get your app up and running on Web3. You can actually select with this deployment studio one that's pre-deployed, and then you can actually pick a monetization model. So how do you make money? So you can wrap your application up as an NFT and sell it on OpenSea as one example. So build up your app. Maybe it's an application. Maybe it's a climate change visualization application. Or maybe it's a kids learning education game. You might build it up on a domain. Let's call it kidseducation.com. And then once it's up and running and there's like 1,000 users, you might be charging 5 cents per game. And then you might get sick of it. You've got other commitments like the last year of university and you need to hand that business idea off to someone. You can actually go to OpenSea and sell the whole server, the access to the server, and all the data, the code within it to someone else through an NFT trade. So that's one example of a way you can sell that business. The other way you can do it is just normal cloud fees. So you charge people to access your application. It could be a subscription of, normally a SaaS business might charge $15 a month to access, maybe it's a marketing copywriting AI service. You've built this service up for 10,000 users. And then when you go to sell it, when you go to sell that product or service to people, you charge them $15 a month. Now, the beauty of this is because you're doing wholesale hardware of cloud at 92% cheaper potentially, then you're also, instead of registering a company, spending money on all this extra fees and expenses to run your business, you're deploying it on an open source cloud stack. You're able to monetize it through charging with, say, the base wallet for your customers. They might charge, instead of paying $15 a month, you can get your competitive costs down to maybe $1 a month. And people can subscribe through a smart contract to your application for $1 a month. This is something that people just can't do with Web 2. Web 3, we can drive the costs right down. And what it means is, and I'm going to do another YouTube video about this soon, is you can just look at all the Web 2 companies out there that have SaaS businesses or subscription as a service. Basically, creatively copy it and just charge it with a Web 3 business model, 5 or 50% cheaper, and then just offer the same sort of service in Web 3. You can actually get people subscribing to your application, paying a wallet transaction fee per month, which is automated with smart contracts. And people will be sending you some USDT or USDC, or maybe it's some ETH each month to your wallet. And that's the wallet that runs this actual business app that you've created. And you can do that at, say, 50%, 80% cheaper than the competition out there in Web 2. And we think this is a really great way for you to monetize. You don't even have to think up of the new ideas. Just find out what's working in Web 2 and just rebuild it in a Web 3 application. So just a couple of examples. These features are launching potentially this month of September. There's a lot of launches happening, so stay tuned. What I'll do is I'll skip over connecting my wallet. But yeah, this is a feature that's releasing very shortly, so I'll just hit skip. And what's actually happening in the background, I'm reserving one of the 10 servers. If they haven't been reserved for the guys on the call now, one of those should be available, and this will be deploying in the background. So we'll just give that some time to deploy. I just wanted to show you how easy it is. So you just saw an animation, but it's installing a whole operating system on a bare metal server. Now, if I go to deployments and just refresh this, I'll just have a look and see where it's at. So let's give me a second. Just see what's happened here. So I think I was waiting too long on that page. So let's deploy that. So you can see here the animation. It's installing the operating system. It's got installing dependencies. It's adding the container open source software layer, and then it's installing the application as well. So this is a chatbot application. I'm running the V45 software, so I'm on that link. Let's see where it's at. So like I said, you just pick the model, deploy it, and then pick the monetization. So this app store is going live at this month. So I'll show you another example of what the app store is. So with OpenXAI Studio, this is another website that they're building. Currently, the app store just has open source AI models. At the end of the hackathon that's finishing, we're working hard in the background to deploy all these applications, and these will be real applications that people build in the hackathon. So you can actually go to the YouTube channel and see a lot of the applications that are being built. And what I'm hoping to do today is get a lot of the people in this call in the Philippines in Davao to actually build and deploy apps, and we'll be deploying that for you. Eventually, this will be like Hugging Face, a whole bunch of open source models, but also a whole bunch of apps that are actually pre-monetized with Web3, and people can access your app for, say, 5 cents or $1, depending on how many people like it, how much traffic will come through. And then also, people can look at your application, one-click deploy and run it themselves. So it's a pretty cool thing that's going to be created. So for example, if you're deploying DeepSeek R1, this will be the new site that's getting built. All of this is happening with engineering in the background. Appreciate that some of this might be a little bit buggy, but it's all getting built in the background over the next couple of weeks. I've got a roadmap as well, just so you can see what's happening at change at the changelog openxai.org. So I'll put this link in there. You can see a lot of these features were recently shipped. So what's released and what's in progress. So a lot of this stuff's getting changed out daily. Yesterday, there's a whole new version of the Xnode Manager authentication system. Okay, so yeah, just going back to the slides, that's what the new studio will look like with the App Store. It may be called the Xnode Marketplace in the future. The other thing I wanted to quickly show is there is two pathways. So what you learn out of vibe coding for the hackathon can actually get you a job. So there's like online work that's available that is fully remote. So it's time flexible, so you can actually work different hours. If you are stuck at uni during the day, potentially, you can work at night, things like that. So we do have a job portal. And for people that want to build an application, have a startup idea, they can actually build that, and then we'll help you host that. There's an accelerator program, which is 1 month stay in Dubai, where you can work out of a co-working space. Both of these pathways require a hackathon project. So I'll quickly show you some of the different things that are available. So again, there's different roles that are available. You can go to our hacknode.openxai.org website, and there's a link that I've put there, and you can check those different roles out. And then just going back to the actual hackathon. So let me just load that up. So this is the actual hackathon. So for Philippines, it's called OpenXAI Hacknode Global. So this is the global hackathon where you can actually join the hackathon. So make sure you do that right now. You can actually do that for free. All you do is you hit apply now. What we are looking for is people that actually put the country, Philippines, and the mobile number +63. What will happen then is that'll show on the dashboard as Philippines. So if we could just get people doing that on the call, that'll be great. I'll give you the link for that again. So that's the direct link for Bloxy Block. And I've just put that in the chat. But yeah, basically there's a hackathon. We've given you 9 different category ideas where you can start building. And this is what the vibe coding section of the call is going to be about. There's a bunch of prizes. So if you get top prize globally, there's USD, especially the USDT crypto that can be paid out to people that are in the top 3. There's a schedule that's currently running to the end of the month. There may be an extension to the end of October. We'll let you know. There's a Discord link. So make sure you join our builders Discord. So whatever you vibe code out of today's session, you can actually put into the hackathon, submit it. You don't have to wait to join the hackathon. Join now. Just hit the apply button. What you build over the next month or 2 can basically open up one of those pathways for you. It could be a job, either intern, part-time or full-time, fully remote, or it's a startup idea that you can take into an accelerator to Dubai and then potentially pitch to investors and raise money that way. So a lot of cool opportunities just from vibe coding. And yeah, I think that's all from the hackathon side I wanted to run through. Probably just one of the other one. Obviously, there's cash prizes, but there's also hardware prizes. So one of the things that OpenXAI and the parent DAO is releasing is the X-Node 1, which is essentially hardware that can run at home. It can process, it runs it runs the X-Node OS operating system, and it authenticates to the cloud, and you can actually run models, run workloads for people that deploy apps. The cool thing about this hardware is it can be mounted onto a docking station where you can then rack your NVIDIA GPU. So you can actually process AI workloads. Can I get a thumbs up or celebration emoji if you have a GPU at home, like a gaming rig? It could be an NVIDIA GPU. So yeah, lots of people check like thumbs up thing. So I'll just take a screenshot. But basically, you can actually get an old GPU. I've got one that I can rack mount and plug into the X-Node 1, and then you can actually start earning income per, regularly into your wallet from, providing that resource into the OpenMesh cloud. So it's just something cool that's coming out in the future. It's what it also does. It helps decentralize that bare metal data center network globally even further. So low priority workloads can be processed at home computers. Potentially, some things don't require instantaneous performance, like an application. It might be just like a slow job that gets processed by a whole bunch of these home computers. So this is something else that can be decentralizing the cloud in the future that OpenXAI and OpenMesh will be launching. Now, just quickly, we've got a whole bunch of vibe coding videos already on the YouTube channel. So I'll just run through more of that in the future. And we also have a huge partnership with Base in terms of we're deploying on Base. Our smart contracts are deployed there. We're partnering with Base in the future. There is PR announcements showing that this week. So it's all happening very shortly. But basically, Base has a great way to distribute and monetize apps as well. And all the apps that you build through vibe coding can be monetized with Base and appear in the Base app store, the mini app store in the Base wallet app as well. So you're building apps locally as a website, but they can also be responsive and mobile, so they can run on people's wallet app that's called Base, and it appears in the app store there as well as the OpenXAI app store. So just another great way to distribute your app to thousands of people. The other thing that is cool about Base mini apps is you can actually socialize it. It fully integrates with Farcaster. So if you share a link, when that link appears in the Farcaster social network, which is essentially a decentralized Twitter app running, or X app running on people's phones, the app that you build can actually appear in their social stream. They can connect their wallet to it and transact with your application. So a lot of cool social features can be made. So it's just some ideas that you guys can look at when you're building an app. And ideally, you're building an app not just to play around and learn vibe coding. You're actually building it to potentially win like $10,000 and make money through an app store that has like Base smart contract integration. So that's something that we are really keen to help with and get you guys building. Just a quick one. So I do have a YouTube channel. Again, I'll stop shilling this, but basically I'll put the link. Make sure you subscribe. This video presentation will be on there. It does take a couple of days to get processed, and then we'll go on the official OpenXAI YouTube channel. But I quickly upload them here as well. I just come off, which is finishing in like 2 hours, the OpenXAI Hacknode Australia. So that's been running for just under 2 months, and that's finishing in like 2 hours. So for the next 2 months, I'll be focusing on the global and Philippines. So what that means is I've run a whole bunch of vibe coding sessions, and I'll continue to do so. I'll talk about I'll have mentor sessions, one-on-ones with different teams that are building here in the hackathon. Basically, I'll help different students out. All of these people here are students from Australian universities. I'm happy to work with university students in Davao and across Philippines. I'm living in Davao, so obviously it makes sense to do it here. But all these students have built and launched apps, and they've submitted that into the hackathon, Hacknote Australia. So they're going into the prize draw to win prizes from the Hacknote Australia prize pool, which is separate from the global hackathon. And all the stuff I've talked about on the YouTube channel as well. If you need help setting up your vibe coding platform or your laptop, you can sort of go through this session. If everyone knows Arthur on the call, there's a whole video with Arthur talking about the app that we built, worked on in a call, helping him build an application. He's then taken that, changed it around, vibe coded it, and is resubmitting that for the global hackathon. And then just another one, just a quick example, just to show you what some of these apps look like. You can sort of see the quality of the applications that people are building. So this is an application that was built for the Australian Hackathon. So have a look at that. Look at their YouTube video. It's linked in the video there. They made a demo video. So this is part of the hackathon submission. Look at the quality of their app. Think of ideas of what you're going to build, and look at the quality of the YouTube presentation they made. It's really great. It's a way to find matcha coffees around the area using AI. It also looks at, you can look at the different business profiles for all the different cafes around the area, and then chat to it with AI and learn more about where it is, what coffees or matcha teas they provide. And then the AI actually detects your sentiment and then recommends you a coffee or a matcha to buy as well. So it's pretty awesome application idea, and that's what they built and submitted. So any of these type of ideas you guys can build, and the best ones really can get rewarded. So yeah, check that out. Just quickly, I'll flick over to the Arthur's app that we built in a YouTube meeting like this, where basically we spitballed a couple of different ideas of what to build. We were able to build this application in like 20 minutes. So it's a kids learning adventure. So basically I just said, hey, Cursor AI, build me an app that's just like the ones I'm going to show you in the repository in GitHub, and make it pretty, make it gradient background color, some cool kid-friendly buttons. And this is the application that we built. It's an educational kids game. So basically the AI, which is a Llama AI, Llama 3.2, should be running on my computer right now. I'm running this on localhost 3000. Yeah, it's just connected to the AI. It's asked for to generate a animal card. The kid then has to go, is this a bird? Yes, it is a bird. So they click it, or the parent helps click it, and yeah, it tells the kid the answer. What we did on the YouTube video, if you watch it, is it actually reads out using an open source model the word bird, and it helps the kid learn the word bird as well. So obviously this is a kids learning app. You could turn this into learning Tagalog app or learning English app, and just have a very simple, instead of using like Duolingo or something like that doesn't even support Tagalog yet, you can build your own Web3 app and charge like $1 a month access, or maybe they get 100 card pack for $1, and you can come up with all these a lot more affordable business ideas that people with a crypto wallet would actually pay for. And yeah, if it's obviously a high quality app that people rave about, leave 5-star reviews for, people would start coming and using your app. So yeah, this is just an example of the app we built with Arthur on a call. So now I'll flick over to cursor and I can start running into this. But what I will ask is we can go into some quick question time with if MJ's still on the call. If not, I'll read through the comments. And yeah, let's do a quick question time before we move into vibe coding. Okay, so if there's no questions with everything we've covered so far, I know that we talked about a lot about Web3 decentralization. Now we're actually getting into the coding part. You should have the Hacknode Global Getting Started guide, which basically gets you set up. I'll just quickly explain what this is. Rubes is just here. General question, what is vibe coding? Okay, so yeah, this is basically vibe coding. So let me just open this up. So I'm on the essentially this is a coding IDE. This is where you code. I followed the Getting Started guide, and I've downloaded some example code from using GitHub Desktop. I've copied that or downloaded it from GitHub, which is where you put your code for open source. You can store it up there. Basically, we're downloading the global accelerator code onto the laptop, your laptop, and then within this code, there's a whole bunch of app examples. You don't even have to look at them, but essentially, if you want to look at Arthur's app idea, which is the kids learning app, you can sort of see the code if you go into this folder here, and all you do is you open that up. All of this code has been vibe coded, and what that actually means is when you say vibe coding, you're actually talking to an AI. So over on the right-hand side of this application, I've also asked you to install, is called Cursor. So there is a free tier. You can basically, so the IDE is called Cursor. So Cursor AI. This is what I'm sharing right now on the screen. It's Cursor, and when you open a file, it has the say JavaScript code there. You never even have to type any code here yourself, like traditionally you would. But with vibe coding, you're actually using the AI to do it for you. So I'm running the kids education app in the background. So if I want to do a quick change to the code, I can actually do it through vibe coding. So then I go, hey, I want to change the, I just quickly give it some context, but I want to change the home page to be a red gradient background. So what does that mean? It means that the homepage color background is going to change. I don't have to scroll through and find the background colors and change the CSS or the Tailwind code. Basically, I can just use AI. It already knows the page code. It finds it. It then edits it and then changes it to the red gradient. So when I go back here, it's already happened. So if it does it faster than I can share my screen. I think there was a question coming, but yeah, here it is. It's already changed the background color. I'm just going into Cursor again. Give me another color, guys, on the chat, and I'll show you that it's real. Let's change the color. Give me a color, guys. Color to let's say, what do we call it? Let's say it's morphing in between violet, green, magenta. This is not good for an epileptic person. Old rose, pink, and blue and green again. Okay, so I just said make it morph with all these colors, and let's see what happens. So basically, it's thinking, it's then changing the background color. I'm not seeing the morphing yet. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's slowly over time morphing. Yeah, it's going between green, hang on, violet, green. I'll just flick back to cursor. So you can see here, I said, hey, I want to change the homepage color to red gradient. Did that. Okay, let's change it so it's morphing between all these colors. And it's gone through and done that as well. So it's changing the color sequence between violet, green, magenta, blue, old rose, pink, blue, green. And then it animates it over 15 seconds for the complete cycle. You can also scroll down if you actually want to learn how to code. And I recommend you do so, especially if you're computer science grads. You probably don't want to go through your whole career not learning how to code and just letting AI do it, but potentially it is possible. So here's the code change it did. So instead of doing that yourself and finding out what to type in or the tailwind crap that you have to learn to do that, it can change that for you. And then it, basically commits that and saves that for you. And then when you go back, it's morphing in between all those colors. It's actually a pretty cool effect. I might use that in a future application. So that's a good idea. Just reading the chat. I'm not going to add more colors. Mint green we can do, but trust me, it can take more colors. So that's an example of vibe coding. So I'm looking at the website I've created so far. I'm talking to an AI. It changes the code for me. I don't have to change any of the code. And AI just updates the code, redeploys it locally, and that's vibe coding. So you can start very simple, like a hello world website. Then you change the background color. Then you add a button and a second page. Then you might build a small business website, which obviously in Philippines, not many people have. They tend to use Facebook pages here, but you can actually build JavaScript websites for all the small businesses in your area. Maybe you can sell them like 1,000 peso website, and you can build the whole thing through vibe coding. So, long ago in other countries, maybe 15 years ago, you'd charge like $3,000 for a website. Now, potentially, you might charge like $500 for a website. With vibe coding, potentially, you could offer small businesses a vibe coded website that you built just through Cursor, using this whole setup. Like I've shown you, you can change the color, add buttons, you can copy paste a document or an email and say, yeah, change the text on the front page. So let's do that. So let me just go back to sharing the actual site, or maybe I'll show you what it looks like. So, hey, let's just update the front page, add, do not break the site. Just for example, I can break it, it doesn't matter. I've saved it into GitHub. But basically, let me just delete that. So let's change the front page of this site into a lechon barbecue pig website for a small business. Give me some ideas, guys. So what would a lechon or manginasal website even look like? Please put a roast, well, a pig emoji and fire emoji and morphing red background on the front page. I'm looking at the chat, but yeah, no one's giving me ideas, but talk about the restaurant's menu for roast pig and show the menu. So it's just giving ideas to the AI. The AI is obviously using large language model or a large, a model that's trained on global data. It knows basically what a roast pig restaurant website would look like. And now it's just going off and changing that. Obviously, let me just make sure it works. Okay, so it's just, yep, it's reached the AI. It's now updating the homepage title and branding to be Lechon Barbecue Pig Restaurant. It's adding pig and fire emojis to the main website. It's creating a morphing red background and the barbecue theme. It's designing a restaurant menu. So all of this stuff is it's going off and doing that. And now I can go get a cup of coffee and come back. So this is vibe coding, guys. So I'm not doing any of the coding, which would have took hours myself. I talk to the AI and explain what I want to do. You can see here, it's running in the background. It caused an error. It can actually see its own errors and rebuild it and fix it. So it fixes the code. And then, yeah, it continues to update the code, check that it's not causing an error, and then goes through that list. So this is basically what an AI agent is, where it takes an end goal, which is building the barbecue lechon pig website for a small business restaurant. It then goes off, it takes that goal, breaks it down into tasks, and it continuously breaks into a step-by-step list, then changes the code for the title, changes the code for the background, goes through the list, and it's always checking back to the main goal of what it was given as an agent. And this is what Cursor AI, and this is why it's so amazing, is it's in the last sort of couple of years, it's integrated agent mode. It's integrated all sorts of different AI models, so you can actually change the model. You should be able to see my screen. Yep. So I'm selecting through the different AI models. I go to auto, so it provides the cheapest one for me. And yeah, it's just going through and updating all that website that had Arthur's kids learning application. It's now converting it into a Lechon website. So it's a huge task. Obviously, that would take a person like a week to build. 10 years ago, 5 years ago, they would have used like Wix or WordPress or something, picked a theme, put the content in. Now, essentially, what you can do is just grab the recipe, scan it, send it to the AI. Not the recipe, the menu for the restaurant. Scan in the logo from their Facebook. You could grab the code, grab the content, the word content, copyright from their actual Facebook page, and then you put that into the AI. It will just go off and create that website for you. Okay, so I've got a question. So would you recommend setting coding rules or standards in Cursor to keep the vibe consistent? So yes, advanced users can definitely modify the prompts, the contexts of what the AI agent is doing. So you can do things like, as you sort of saw, I said, don't break the website. So I'm telling it to keep checking and look at the code that you're running and changing, making sure that it's not breaking it. So it still loads at the end of it. Even if it does break, we can fix it with vibe coding as well. There's a whole bunch of other cool things that you can do to tell the AI to make sure that it actually builds what you want in essentially one shot. Basically that's like using a technical brief. So you can actually work with another AI or ChatGPT or maybe this AI and just build. What I tend to do is build a README first. So just a quick guide, like build the README in the actual folder, your project folder at home first, and you just talk to the AI and go, hey, I want to build this website for the Lechon business. let's build a technical scope or brief of the website first. And you can actually work just with the README. You can update that yourself and type into it, or you just use the AI to help create that README file for you. And essentially, if you can provide a full detailed technical brief to the agent, it will take that and then build a near perfect website for you in one shot. So it says it's built something. So I can see it, and let's flick over to that now. So here's the here's the Lechon Barbecue Pig website. I didn't say Philippines. I should have said it. But yeah. Oh, it even said what? Okay, Lechon is a Filipino word. There you go. So obviously, so it says authentic Filipino roasted pig website, roasted pig restaurant, crispy skin, tender meat, traditional flavors. Apologies for anyone that doesn't eat pigs on the call. My apologies, but I do like going to the Lechon restaurants. So you can view the menu. Not sure if this works. It does. So, okay. So we're still using Arthur's kid-friendly style. So obviously you can turn this into a professional business website just with some quick. So this bouncing titles from the kids game. These huge animated buttons are from the kids game. And the bubbles in the background are from the kids game. So you can see that we've just completely butchered or changed the kids game website into a Lechon business. It even has a menu. It's in dollars, not pesos, so you can fix that up. Whole Lechon, $120. That does, yeah. What is the going price for a Lechon? I don't know what that is at the moment. It's got whole Lechon. It's got Lechon manok, chicken, which is great. Lechon belly, so crispy. This is making me hungry. It's got the calamansi juice, San Miguel beer. All of this is, none of that I prompted to the AI. It's actually, obviously, it's running an AI model that knows the whole globe's data. It's trained on that data for like a year. So this, for example, could be using Claude version 4. So that has been trained on the globe's data, on Reddit, on website scraping. So it knows what a Lechon, Filipino Lechon restaurant is, and it's just gone and essentially interpreted what I said to it, which is build the website for the small business, took all that knowledge, and then just started essentially pattern matching or figuring out this is what a Lechon business would look like if they had a website in the Philippines. Obviously butchered from the kids' website game that we previously built for Arthur. It's got the back to home, contact us. It hasn't got Filipino addresses, so normally this would be like lot 1, block 1. Like the address will be like 5 lines long. So none of that's there. It's got the wrong, it's got an American, I think that's toll free or something, prefix for the phone number. So it isn't perfect. Lechonbarbecue.com. I don't know if that's an actual website, but let's have a look. No, it's you can actually buy this website address for 6,000 pesos. So it's interesting that it took that potential website address and just suggested or pattern matched it and put it in there. But yeah, these are the small details that it gets wrong. And obviously we didn't actually provide that full technical brief of what we wanted to start with. So if you just create a README file, it can really quickly help with the one shot of talking to the AI once, go make a coffee, come back, and then the whole website's done and you don't have to change anything. I will now have to go through this. I have to update with the correct business name because I didn't provide it, the correct website address that we're going to use. Maybe you do use that 6,000 peso website. Put the correct phone number in because we didn't provide that to it. So it's just suggested a placeholder into it. And it's got a contact form, which, no, sorry, it doesn't have a contact form. It's just got a direct email, phone number. It's got some information about the lechon barbecue. So obviously since 1985, it's kind of like pattern matching or averaging what's out there on Facebook, and the typical family lechon business might be established in 1985. So it's just gone and made this up, but it's actually using educated training data from real world data that it used for training in the last year with Claude 4 at least. We're using a family secret marinade passed down for generations. A lot of cool stuff. So you can build whatever you want. So let's go into some questions. I can hear some questions being asked.
Yeah, just go to the chat room. There's questions, John.
Okay, so we've got a quick question. Let me go back to the start. So another live stream, something, I don't know what that says. Hello, Sir John. Good evening. I'm Carlo from Kojisu College. So you have a question about vibe coding that supports an iterative approach to UI front-end development. Does it integrate RAG in the background? So I don't have that data right here, but basically what we're using, we're not building our own agent. We're using someone else's. So we're using Cursor AI. So they've built potentially it's a RAG backend for their Cursor AI agent that helps us code and vibe code. You can actually look that up. They have some information technically on their website, but basically they're using an agent framework they've built, and they actually, they're pretty cool in terms of Cursor. They use all the different latest models. So I just want to quickly flick over to Cursor again. So you might be wondering what this means. So basically, it's deleted code, which was Arthur's, kids' education game code. It's then switched it out with the new code for the Lechon restaurant website. So I can say keep, and I can review the code individually, each line, and just make sure, if you know how to code, you can read it and make sure that it's all good. Obviously, the floating AI chat's not there from the kids' game, so it's gone and deleted all that stuff. I can also click keep all because I like it. I'm happy with the website, and it then goes through and updates all that code. It deleted a whole bunch of code, and now that is updated. So the cool thing about Cursor is it does use the latest AI models. So I mentioned Claude 4 Sonnet, GPT-5, you have to pay premium for that. The cool thing right now for the next 4 days is Elon or Grok, XAI, has released Grok Code Fast 1. It's free for 4 days, and that's a premium coding model. So you can actually vibe code using a premium coding model for free. You don't have to pay the Cursor Pro, like $20 a month. You can actually use this awesome coding model that's just been released like 2 days ago, something, this week. And that's what I was using earlier today to build something else. So that is now free until September the 10th. And yeah, you can basically just vibe code all day, and it's, huge. It's free. So it's, got a lot of capacity limits. It seems to be really powerful for coding. I normally run that on auto, and then the agent is running in the background. Traditionally, it uses RAG because all the agent frameworks in Python that I've used in the last couple of years doing AI development, they use a RAG background. And what RAG does, it basically is like a pipeline that the AI agent can work within, and it has things like memory and context. It has an ability to store data in a vector database. It vectorizes that data so it can actually use that knowledge. It could be document uploads, it could be images, but it uses that knowledge when it's responding to you. And then it can have context over the whole conversation. So a lot of that stuff you don't need to know right now, because a lot of the products that you use in AI development and vibe coding are pre-built for you. Like Cursor, it has all that RAG stuff in the background in the Cursor servers, but it's essentially running for you. You can actually hook up Cursor and modify, VS Code and things to use your own Llama model running in your own laptop if you don't want to use or pay the Cursor premium fees. So that's something else you can do if you really want to get into decentralized open source AI, is instead of paying Cursor money for their premium model access, you can actually run it all locally. So there's a lot of cool things you can do. Obviously that's advanced and it does take time to set up. I hopefully answered that question. What IDE? So again, this is the IDE. Cursor is the IDE. So install Cursor as per the global quick start guide, and you've got all this powerful IDE or software running, which is a quick story is Microsoft VS Code. Cursor forked it and then built Cursor. So this actually is VS Code, which is open source, and it was forked, and Cursor created their own version of it, which fully integrates into AI. If you go back a year and a half ago, I was sitting here copy pasting code out of ChatGPT, and then basically doing this. So I'd go into the homepage TSX file, copy, then go back to my browser, paste into ChatGPT. Nowadays, people do that with Grok on, say, Twitter, and you can use their AI model. There's a free tier. But that's a complete waste of time. Instead of copy pasting all the code into a browser, waiting for that to respond, copy pasting it back, running it, getting an error, copy pasting the error, going back to Grok or ChatGPT, pasting that. That's like 1 year ago. That's crap. You don't do that anymore. You use IDEs like this that can see the code, it can change the code, it can run the code, it can see the bugs, it can see that it made a bug and then fix the code to fix the bug. And it does all of that automatically with the AI agent. So instead of manually copying, pasting into Grok or ChatGPT, you can actually use Cursor. It does it all automatically, and it reiterates like 10 times, and it will get to the end result, which is the Lechon restaurant website. So hopefully you've sort of understood that. I've obviously been doing this for a couple of years in terms of AI coding and using AI. So it's evolved so much, and probably another one. I'm also doing a master's at university as well. So you guys, I don't recommend you use AI at university, but if you were going to, not advice for studying, but basically what I use typically is I actually look at a textbook, I copy paste the whole textbook, put it into a text file that Cursor can read, and then when I want to ask some questions of it, or maybe I have to generate a document or something, I can actually get really quick results that are very efficient using Cursor. So I can paste a whole bunch of textbooks into Cursor, into a folder, copy paste it into the format that it needs, which is text files or markdown files. I can stick a bunch of images because Cursor can use Claude, which is multimodal, so it does text and images. So I can like put the syllabus or requirements of the course I'm doing. I can actually use all of that and shove it into the knowledge, which is what you mentioned about RAG. It's the context that the AI model is using to respond and generate an answer. I can shove all that in. I'm essentially training the model about the subject or course that I'm doing. It has all of that information. Instead of the GitHub for the Hackathon repo, it might have the whole course subject, the textbook, the assignments, whatever. And when I ask it a question here, it 100% knows exactly what I'm asking of it. I might paste a bunch of questions in there. It knows to refer to the textbook. And I just recommend this as a study buddy or a training buddy for you to do university or study whatever course you're doing. But it's very, very accurate. It's trained on the correct context. It's almost unlimitless. If you go from a premium model to a free model, it will still be there for you to help you get a good answer. And you can ask it lots of questions. So even if you're not, I fully want you to build a hackathon project. Even if you're not, you can also use it for studying as well as a study buddy. Anyway, so going back to the question list, you tried to use GitHub Copilot. You tried to use Gemini CLI, but it was kind of slow. Yeah, I agree. It is a premium model, Gemini, so it's not as accurate as Claude as I've found. We also have a free version of Grok Code, which is great for coding. The other question we had is, does it hit a token limit? So yes, it does for the premium. It gives you like 1,000 free calls of premium, and then it drops down to the free tier, which is the older, so 04 ChatGPT models that are free. They're not quite as good at coding, not quite as good at responding to whatever your question is, but they're pretty good. They're like a year old or half a year old. So you might not have the latest and greatest premium frontier model to use, but you can use the 1-year-old models for free. So traditionally, the big cloud providers for AI, like Grok, they've open sourced Grok version 2. Currently, you have Grok version 4 and 5. Sorry, you have Grok version 3 and 4 on Twitter that you can use, but Grok version 2 is open source. So what that means is Cursor as a business can run that open source model for near free using things like OpenXAI for inference, and then they can deliver that to you as a free tier. So that's their business model of Cursor. And yeah, you don't need to worry about hitting the token limit or the context limit. Probably another question around context. The beautiful thing about Cursor is if you have more than one file, it's very, very hard to code. If you're copy pasting multiple JavaScript files into ChatGPT or Grok, the website, you can actually use Cursor. Like I said, you can paste all the code files into it, and it actually scans the whole code base. And when you change code in one section, it actually looks at all the 8 files. So you might change a function that's referred to or imported by 10 different files. It actually goes through and updates all the files for you. So it's a great way to take multiple files, a huge code base, a huge textbook into the context of the AI so it responds properly. All right, I'm giving long-winded answers, so hopefully I've covered those. I think everyone's all good. Basically, I've run through a coding example. Probably a quick one before I answer the next question is if I flick back to Cursor, I just wanted to just let it run in the background while we answer some more questions. But there is demo games for an environmental climate change simulator. There's like the kids learning game. There's a base mini app example. So I'm not suggesting you read any of this code. All I'm saying is you just go to new conversation. I can leave the other conversation in the background running. I've put this in the README. So if you just go to the README and read it, I've put in a super, what do I call it? It's a super prompt. So let me just have a look. Here it is. So the ultimate vibe code prompt. So if you go to the README file at the root of the GitHub repo that you've cloned to your local computer, you can actually edit this. This is what I mean by a technical brief. So this is a technical brief. You can just paste that in the chat here. And you can edit it. You can edit it on a word processor or text editor. But basically, if you just edit this prompt, it will go off, and Cursor has all the code base of example app files in the context. So it knows how to build an app for the hackathon. Then you give it the ultimate prompt. So maybe you want to, I'll just let this run, but basically give me some examples of what you want to try and build in this call. We've already done a Lechon restaurant, but give me some ideas. So, yep, put it in the chat. So let's say I want to build an application, and I'm just showing you this as an example. We don't have to build it right now if we don't have time. But basically, if you wanted to build an app, give me some ideas, guys. So if you want to build an app for a very specific problem in the Philippines, for example, just put some ideas in the chat, and we can see if AI can help build us some. Yeah, good one. So flood simulator. So you are an expert AI developer helping create a flood simulator application for the hackathon. I do have a baby in the background here. So yeah, so what we're going to do is use the Enviro track. So this is an example app. I do have if you go to the first Vibe Code video on YouTube, I go through this whole session of building it. This is essentially a global, it's a globe that can simulate the environment. So basically, if we use this EnviroTrack app template, and we're going to call it, let me just change some of this ultimate prompt. So we're going to use the demo app, Enviro app track, whatever. So let's, it'll create a new folder, call the project PH flood sim. This could be a game, but we're going to try and use real world data. It will go off, create a folder. So I'm just making sure I'm updating the mega prompt here. And then again, using the Enviro track. And even if you're lazy and this is getting a bit too hard, you can actually just say, this is great about AI. Okay, I'm lazy. I've modified this mega prompt, but please help me change it. I want a great tech brief to build a flood simulator for using the demo app Enviro track, which is I'm just confirming with the AI, is a 3D globe, but I want it zoomed in on Mindanao, Philippines, and I want to simulate floods only. So make sure you animate water or blue layers, whatever. So we hit enter. It's going to create this new technical brief using the super mega prompt that I've got in the README. I'll just zoom in a bit. Let me just do this in the background while it's building. There we go. Okay, so it's going through. It's doing all this. I'm getting a few things popping up in the background. So it should be building a new README in a new folder. It should be popping up here. Here it is. So I'm assuming you guys can see that. Yep. So PH002, it's obviously following the number order. Hackathon submission. It's building a flood sim. So it's just it's run a quick command for Node.js or Next.js, and it's creating an app. So it's already created all these files. It's generating a README in there. Yep. So you can see here that it's copied the files from the Dead Earth project or the climate change simulator. It's then changing all the files around to be what I wanted it to be, the new brief that I've given it. I can say, you can see here, it's deleting the old project name. It's putting in the PH flood sim. It's building out this README. It used to be a 3D globe of the Earth, but now it's just going to zoom in on Mindanao. So hopefully it keeps that globe because it's pretty cool. Yeah, so it's modifying the 3D globe to not focus on the whole world, but zoom into Philippines, Mindanao. And it's just running, it's going through and running it. So while that's running, I'll let that run in the background. I'm using Cursor Pro, so you can use the free version. Again, use Grok code that's free for the next 4 days. So you don't have to pay that $20 a month. But the free tier still works. It just might be a little bit slower. You might have to do it a couple of times instead of once because it's using like the 1-year-old models. But it still works. Cursor's done a great job. And they're running a whole bunch of the latest. Again, going back to the presentation, DeepSeek R1, they can run all these open source models that are very close to the frontier models, the leading models, and you can get really good code generation out of that as well, out of open source. So the free tier of Cursor uses a lot of that sort of open source tech as well. And yeah, it's going off and doing it. So I've got another question from Rubes. It's saying, you're saying, find a tutor for a particular place. Is that referring to me or you're talking about an app idea where it's finding a tutor? So I showed you an example of finding a matcha latte in a particular place around a university. So you can use that same sort of Google Maps code, which it's an open source project. You can go get it. And you can find a tutor. So you can build a directory where people can like quickly fill out a form. They could submit a tutor job. They can use Web3 as a like a base wallet connection to charge, say $5. And people you could potentially, I don't know where you want to go with this, but you could have a smart contract that basically says, are both parties happy with the tutor session? Maybe it's online and both parties have to vote. The money's stored in escrow, and then you can basically release that $5 for the tutor session after the person's found them in the directory and they've had a Google Meet together, run a tutor session, and then yeah, basically the smart contract executes when both wallets agree that yeah, the tutor session was good, and then the escrow money goes out to that student. So that is a great example of a tutor app idea using Web3 that obviously if you're not looking for a human on Google Maps, you can even use AI to just tutor on a specific topic. I did mention that there is there's globally aware LLMs that are trained on generic data across the whole world. If you're talking about specific data like a physics subject, it's very good. But if you're talking about a specific subject at a specific university that you're tutoring for, that's the benefit of building a niche application. So you shove the textbook into the context of the LLM. The app can respond to specific assignment questions, specific textbook questions, specific exam, like practice exam questions, like a tutor would traditionally do. So, and then you can charge your fellow student colleagues $5 to use that service. So that is a great example of an app idea. As I've been blabbing on, the flood simulator projects being built in the background. All the files in red have been changed. So let's have a look. So it's going through, it's converting it from all these generic climate change. Let me just mute. It's going through from all these climate change metrics into flood metrics. So yes, keep that. It used to plot all the cities of the world, but it's deleted those, and now it's plotting all the cities inside of Mindanao, which is pretty cool. So yep, it's got rubber plantations, everything. It's changing up the color. So let me just let it run. And while we wait, is there any other questions? MJ, we're coming up to the end. I just want to get this thing running, but who knows if I'll stay back. But let me know how it's going if there's any other questions. I'm looking at the chat. There's no more questions in the chat either. And what I can do is in the environments demo app, I can make this Philippines flood app simulator open source, so you guys can take it and run with it for the hackathon or whatever you want to build, which is the benefit of open source. We share with everyone, all the code and apps get better quality from all the other people that are building. Before you know it, you have a huge project where open source contributions are building something that's really amazing, like say Linux taking over the server world 20 years ago. There's a whole heap of open source projects that are really awesome. So absolutely, you can code in C++. So basically, all the coding models are trained on all the programming code frameworks or languages. You can code in Rust if you want to build Solana stuff. Obviously, it can code in Python. It can code in JavaScript. It can talk in Tagalog. It can talk in Visaya. It can talk in Klingon if you're a Star Trek fan. So yeah, AI it's trained on everything in the world. Obviously, the benefit of what you're building is figuring out the niche use case, not the general use case that, say, ChatGPT is going after. It's really about finding that niche use case that you really want to address. And that could be simulating floods in Mindanao in a certain city. You could put some 3D data in to actually map out the 3D terrain of where the flood goes and the water goes. I think it's trying to run in the background. Let me just have a look. Let me know if there's any other questions. Yeah, I don't think this is going to finish in the 2-minute cutoff we have here. But I can keep that running and I'll publish it as open source. Probably the big one is to just quickly, before we finish up, and I've shown you how to modify the code to build a Philippine flood simulator. Essentially, you did the same thing for your own idea. And I really just want you to join the Discord. So we've got a Discord server. If I just open up Discord, I can show you that there's an OpenXAI builders. This is all for the hackathon. but it's basically for developers that want to ask some questions. So we've got Global Town Hall where you join. Just mention Philippines when you join this. I don't know if MJ's on the call. You can drop that in the chat. It's on the Hacknode website. Let me drop it in the chat as well.
Yeah, I'm here.
I've just dropped the Discord link in the chat. So please join. You will, if you just put in the Philippines flag or just say you want to join global, and I'll see you come in here. What it means is I can add you, or MJ can add you to the global role for the global hackathon, and we can chat together there. So that's awesome. We've got quite a lot of builders here in the chat. I don't know what the servers are at the moment, but there's a lot.
Yeah, guys, just join our server on Discord, and yeah, let's chat about your projects there, and share the Discord link to your classmates as well.
Awesome. So just mention global Philippines, and we can add your role. So it is manual where we don't have a automated system. We're just manually reviewing humans coming in and adding them to the global role. So just mention global or PH. Awesome. I'll just quickly check. It's still stuck on installing all the libraries. So we won't be able to get the Philippines flood tracker going yet. I'm happy to quickly stay, but yeah, obviously it's getting late for a lot of people, so we don't want to wait for things to install.
Yeah, and also, John, can you share more about the global Hacknode, OpenXAI Hacknode Global Hackathon?
Yeah, so you just go to the, I should be sharing, wait, I'm like not sharing. Oh, I'm still sharing Discord. So yeah, you just go to the Hacknode dashboard. You can click global down here. It opens up, or you can click it up here on the sign up. So basically, if you can apply now, so apply for the global hackathon so we can see it, and you can get you can start vibe coding using these demo applications. I actually think out of all the people in the Philippines, everyone in Daval's got first dibs at this because I'm working with the Davao DeFi community. So yeah, you get to join the hackathon, get some Filipino support. I'm here in person, happy to come out to the universities as well. And then yeah, there's a whole heap of prizes that you can win if you do a great submission. I'm hearing like Discord going off in the background. So awesome work, guys. And the big one I want to show is just this. So if I share the hacknode.openxai.org and I scroll down past all the submitted projects by Australia and India who are now finished, I scroll all the way down to the bottom. And this is the big problem I have. And MJ, I've already told you this, but yeah, there's a lot of projects submitted. you can check out their open source code. It's this right here. So Rubes, MJ, do you see how many people in the Philippines have signed up for the hackathon?
Yeah, I think there's 7 participants.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
a lot.
I want to change that. I know there's like over 100 million people here.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, guys, I think it's an opportunity for everyone really to participate because the learning curve here is not so much steep for everyone. So you can basically vibe code. You got an idea, try to build it in just a few minutes of your time, try to refine it, then submit it. Maybe we never know. This will be your chance to get global in that aspect. Yep. Sir John?
Yeah, so there's like first prize, 10,000 US dollars. If you do well at the hack node or the hackathon, you can then enter into the accelerator, which is a larger prize pool of $100,000 US. So and then yeah, a whole heap of cloud hosting, potential to pitch to VCs, you know, co-working space in Dubai for 1 month. So there's a whole heap of cool things you can do out of this. And all it starts is your brain having an idea and then talking to an AI to code it for you, which is vibe coding. So yeah, huge opportunity, especially for the people in Davao. You guys are here first. 5 universities. The only
Yeah.
one I remember is what the people told me at base, which is something like USEP or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a sign here. Yeah, but definitely these numbers will increase soon enough as we progress on trying to reach out. We really want to focus also on the academic side because no, it would be a very good attributes that students will be listed on top of the builders here in OpenXAI also.
Just a quick one, like we used the Block Block website for the hackathon sign up. I then vibe coded this dashboard in like half a day. Built this whole hacknode.openxai.org dashboard. It's pulling in data feeds. It's displaying graphs, and I literally used Cursor to build the dashboard you're looking at right now. So you know, the skills of vibe coding. It's a pretty awesome. Basically, any presentation you're going to make at university, you can vibe code your own data analytics dashboard. If you're giving a presentation at work in the office to your boss, you can, you know, come up with a market analysis, or maybe you're processing a budget spreadsheet. Instead of just doing a boring, crappy spreadsheet, you can actually build an interactive dashboard website in Next.js very quickly with vibe coding. So there's plenty of skills. You can build out 10 portfolio projects for your GitHub. You can put those on your resume if you haven't had a job yet. And you can host all these websites essentially for free with like Vercel or with OpenXAI. And you can just build a portfolio of coding projects and become a software developer using vibe coding. So it's a great way to get started. What I would say is don't let the AI do everything for you. Try and read the code line by line that it changes. You can catch it if it's making a mistake, but you're also learning how to code. So you're not reading I was going to say stupid, but a textbook of programming, learning Python. You're actually doing it for real, learning how to code. You can go back to the textbook to read the concepts in detail, but use vibe coding to really eliminate any barriers of getting started. So like 5 years ago, it would have been hard to just get started into software development. Now you can really just quickly start building things that are actually interesting and solving a problem that you can show other people through an interactive website, for example. The other thing, the hackathon obviously gives you an environment where you can compete, make money, and get motivated to build something in a short period of time. That's the beauty of hackathons. So try and join this one, and I'm here to help. I can do one-on-one mentoring. I can do mentoring coming out to your uni as well. With USEP first, right? Can someone put USEP in the chat if you're from USEP? Because that was pretty cool. Basically, the story is a whole bunch of USEP guys ganged up and started making me do these hand signals in the base event. So fun times. So thanks guys. Thanks USEP for doing that. I'm sure everyone else has got the logo, hand logo as well. But yeah, I really want to get the Philippines number up here. So it's currently at 7. I'll update this after the chat, and hopefully you guys have clicked apply and have signed up for the hackathon, and we can really blast this out of the park tomorrow. And yeah, keep joining the Discord server. Thanks, guys. Okay, I'll finish it up. So handing over to Rubes.
Yeah,
And it's
Sir Jan,
recorded.
yeah,
So no
just
problem.
wanted to add, and of course, would like to thank Corieso College for really participating. We have a lot of in-stored track that we're going to do with them. Also, they will be participating. Will funnel education to their students about blockchain and be able to build also blockchain track. Basically, of course, OpenXAI, an avenue to accelerate everyone. So thank you to Sir Benji facilitating this for the students to come in and join us for OpenXAI. We'll have more events soon coming, sir. Thank you again.
Thanks, guys. I'll stay back for some questions. Let me know.
Yes, we have here Sir Benji. Sir, do you have something to say?
Hello. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir. You're
Narinig
good. You're
ba?
good, sir.
Yeah.
Ready, sir.
Can hear you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, in behalf of Korea, so I also wanted to thank Sir Robs, Ma'am MJ. Sinisir ko si Ma'am MJ. Kala ko lalaki.
Yeah.
Ma'am MJ, Sensya po. And of course, Sir Jan for this opportunity. So hopefully we can have more engagement, sir. So yun lang. Thank you in behalf of our dean, no, Sir Cesar. So thank you so much for the community for reaching out, Corieso.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thanks, guys. We've got the flood simulator up and running. I can basically click it. It should interact with AI, but obviously there'll be bugs. But if I simulate heavy rainfall for 3 days, it should be using, yeah. So I just need to do some bug fault finding, but basically it's going to call the AI. It'll run a simulation with data in and data out, use the AI model in the middle to figure out the flood impact. And then what we'd do is zoom in on Philippines and then start mapping it. I'd have to get a new map image for Davao, and we can make this pretty cool. So I'll work on this over the next couple of days and make sure that it's open source, and we can try and build a cool flood simulator for Mindanao. I would argue Leyte has bigger floods, but yeah, the floods are pretty bad here too. Okay. Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Thanks for attending. Love all the vibes and the energy. So it was
you,
great. So looking
everyone.
forward to the next one. Thanks.
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Sir John.
Thank you,
for
sir.
our partners, USEP, DSC for live streaming. Thank you so much for Enigma, FDC, um, JBEC, Junior Blockchain Consortium Education of the Philippines, and also what else? CJC. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. Have a
Yeah.
great night.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Join our Discord. Thank you so much, Sir Benji, also.
Thanks, guys. Catch you later.
Thank you. And by the way, we will be sending the certificates. I'll just send it via email. Thank you, guys.
I've just put the error message into Alama and it's fixing it now. Anyway, we got to wrap up. So thanks, guys. Thanks all. Bye.